Open up your MTT, date today's date, title it Direct Variation. The formula for direct variation is y is equal to kx. Let's go through the parts of the formula. Y is going to come from an ordered pair, or a value that I've given you for y. X is going to come from an ordered pair, or a value that I've given you for x. K is called the constant of variation. So we're going to practice naming the constant of variation. So let's look at number 1. Y equals 1/3 x. In this equation, the constant of variation is 1/3. Number 2, y equals 4x. In this equation, k, the constant of variation, is 4. Number 3, y equals -2/5 x. K, or the constant of variation in this equation, is -2/5. Now, we're going to find the direct variation equation. We're going to find the constant of variation, or k, and we're going to find the missing value. So here's the information that I've given you. In this equation, y varies directly to x. So that means we're going to use our direct variation equation. So we're going to use y is equal to kx. Now we're going to plug in what we know. Well, the first y that we know is -8, so that's going to go in for the y. We don't know the constant of variation, so that's going to stay k. And x is going to be -2. So I'm going to go ahead and simplify this to -8 is equal to -2k. We need to ask ourselves, is the variable on the left? It's not, so we're going to use symmetrical. So -2k is equal to -8. What math operation is this? Multiplication. How do we solve it? Division. So it's going to be -2, and we're going to divide by -2. K is going to be 4. So we know that k equals 4. If we know k equals 4, now we can write our direct variation equation. So our direct variation equation is going to be y equals 4x, because in order to find our equation, we just have to find k. Now we have to find our missing x term. So we're going to take our direct variation equation, y is equal to 4x, and we're going to plug in what we know. What we know is, in this pair, y is 32. So we're going to put 32 in, is equal to 4x. Is the variable on the left? It's not. So we're going to do symmetrical. 4x is equal to 32. What math operation is it? Multiplication. How do I solve it? Division. Divide both sides by 4. And x is equal to 8 when y is 32. So notice here that our ordered pair is -2, 8. Make that a -8. And our ordered pair here is 8, 32. All right, well, let's do another one. So y varies directly with x. We need to find k, and we need to find our equation. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to find our constant of variation. So we're going to start with our formula, y equals kx. We're going to plug in what we know. Y is -9 when x is 3. So now we're going to have -9 is equal to 3k, as we're solving for the constant of variation. We're going to do symmetrical. 3k is equal to -9. Divide by 3, divide by 3. K is going to equal -3. So now we know our constant of variation is -3. If our constant of variation is -3, now we can write our equation. So our equation is going to be y is equal to negative 3x. Now we need to go and find our missing y. So we're going to start with our equation. Y is equal to negative 3x. In this case, we know what x is. Y is equal to negative 3 times negative 5, because that's the coordinate that they've given us, and we're trying to find y. So y is going to equal 15. So we have two ordered pairs. In the first equation, we used 3, negative 9 to find k. In the second equation, we used the negative 5 to find the 15. All right, we're going to go ahead and find our constant of variation k, and we're also going to find our equation, and then we have to find our missing x. So because y varies directly with x, we're going to start with our formula. Y is equal to kx. Y, in this case, is going to be 12, is equal to k times 18. So we're going to do 12 is equal to 18k, do our multiplication. Is our k on the left? It's not. So we're going to do our symmetrical. And then, of course, we're going to divide because it's a multiplication problem. And we're going to have k is equal to 12 over 18. But it's a ratio, so that means that we're going to have to simplify it. So k, if we simplify by 6, is 2/3. So our constant of variation is 2/3. So now we know how to write our equation. So our equation is going to be y is equal to 2/3 x. We can use that equation to find our missing x. So we're going to do y is equal to 2/3 x. We know that y is negative 16 in this ordered pair that we're trying to find our x for. Now we're going to do symmetrical, so it's going to be 2/3 x is equal to negative 16. To make this fraction go bye-bye, we flip it over and multiply, or we multiply by its multiplicative inverse. Whatever we do on one side, we do on the other side, brother-sister rule. So these cancel out. So we have x is equal to, you're going to put your negative 16 over 1. 2 goes into 2 one time. 2 goes into negative 16 negative 8 times. So x is going to be negative 24. So the two ordered pairs that we have are 18, 12, and negative 24, negative 16. And that's how you use the direct variation equation.